Hey, this is my vlog. I am here going to the beach with Philosopher Nietzsche, and in the back we have Philosopher Mills. Today we're going to go to the beach. We're going to go to hit up New Smyrna Beach. It's going to be lit. I'm Philosopher D, and I'm going to talk about rape today with my fellow philosophers. So, hey, Mill, what do you feel about rape?
I actually consider rape unethical, and it's because of the fact that we look at the quality and the quantity of people affected by rape, the amount of people who are assaulted and affected by that, and also their families, the potential children that are brought up into this sort of situation are much higher than the people who go out and commit rape. They might have maybe temporary gratification, whether that be considered sexual or a brief feeling of power, but it's at the expense of many people who are affected by this sort of phenomenon.
Well, Mills, for you to think that I care about the victims is very naive of you to think. If I can rape a woman, if I can have sex with a woman, why should I not be allowed to? Why is it not allowed? It's natural for us to have sex. It's natural for us to want to spread our seeds, to have kids. So even if she doesn't want it, why is it bad that we want to have sex or rape somebody just to have sex? Why?
Well, arguably, sex is considered a lower body pleasure. I mean, it's something that, yes, it's fun and nice, but you can also masturbate. It's something that is temporary, and also, the act of rape is usually seen as a sort of craving for brief power over another person, which can also be achieved through maybe working on yourself in a more I would say constructive manner. So like maybe researching your spirituality, meditation, trying to learn to have a better hold on the way that you go and explore yourself rather than going out and trying to appease that with just lower body pleasures, such as, again, committing rape or just going out and getting drunk and just kind of mindlessly doing these things that bring you a temporary form of pleasure.
Well, that temporary form of pleasure is nice to me. I like being empowered. I mean, we're men, we gotta show our dominance against women. To show our dominance, we just gotta be bigger, better. If they can't stop us, we can do it. Like, I don't see the problem.
Correct, but
These are really great takes. The last question that I have for you is, do you believe that our society handles rape and sexual assault well? If not, then what do you think that we could be doing better as a whole? Like, from the stance of American society.
So I want to thank you for asking me this question. Actually, this is amazing because my parents are incredibly politically active, and I am NPA, so I know things. I associate with things. I keep whatever. So I know what's going on. But at the same time, I don't pick. I don't. It's not that I don't pick sides because I only pick the side that's advantageous. It's that I don't pick sides because I don't want to go in blind. But with that being said, I do not agree with the way that our society today is dealing with rape culture. I feel like it's being overly popularized, kind of like how when 13 Reasons Why came out and people were like, oh, well, they're, I don't remember, like, everybody was like, well, they're making suicide seem grandiose. And I was like, they're not. It's just a story. Granted, it could be true, whatever, like, shit like that happens all the time. But that's not what it was about. And a lot of things like that have come out, and people, especially now, there's, I feel like there's presenting things socially for acceptance in terms of inner and outer and in general. And then I believe that there's exploitation of those situations. And that's kind of what I feel is happening. I'm not condoning it, absolutely not. But I'm saying that if you look at it if you look at it, if you actually read the words, there's a hell of a lot more to it than what people are getting just in front of them.
So it sounds like what you're saying is that we are trying to take steps to sort of draw attention to the problem, but we are not really doing anything to genuinely fix it.
Yes.
And it's much more in the aspect of just for media and just because it's popular, because it's in at the moment, that we are trying to draw attention to it, but we're not really doing anything about it. That's completely fair.
Yeah, I do. Because it's not something that shouldn't be talked about, but it's not something that's easy to talk about.
That's completely fair.
You know, and you can't just sit there and, you know, but I don't feel like what Paige said, she was like, I don't agree. No, I don't agree with that. I feel like it is good that you guys are doing this. I do, actually. I agree with that very much. I do. I think that's actually pretty great. Because you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't shut important things out.
That's completely fair. I guess little delving in a little bit more on what you've said thus far. What do you personally think, aside from continuing to talk about the conversation, is there any other action that we could take in order to further try and assess the problem regarding rape culture?
Honestly, it's all about perspective and what people see and what people understand and what people want to understand but don't understand because they're choosing not to, because they want to see what's in front of them. And with that, I would say, I just feel like sorry. I know, oh my god, sorry. No, I fucked my knee up the other day.
No, you're good, you're good.
I'm like, I'm sorry, Kate, I fucked my knee. I feel like with the way that it is, that people need to address other more serious issues that are core values to why that happens. Such as, for instance, like, okay, everybody knows about prostitution.
Yeah.
Everybody fucking knows about prostitution.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to talk about the acts that happen when you're in prostitution. Nobody wants to talk about that. Whether it's, you know, consensual or otherwise, it doesn't matter. Because in the end, it's not really like, no, it is what it is. And I don't mean sex worker, like, you know, strippers and stuff like that. And other, like, in escorts, whatever. No, I mean, like, prostitution, like, shit like that. Like, that happens every fucking day on every corner in the world. And how does that happen? Honestly, with fucking submission, with forced submission. And a lot of that comes through sexual acts. And that right there is fucking the basis of rape. But nobody wants to talk about that because you get a prostitute that comes in and wants to be serious about, like, fucking some shit that happened. Nobody's gonna care. Nobody cares because they're like, oh, well, you're just an offender. But at the same time, doesn't mean it doesn't happen at higher levels in everyday anything. Like, but that doesn't mean that people shouldn't address it. It means that people need to understand that you can't just sit there and be like, oh, well, it's not, you know, it's not justified. No, it either is or it isn't. And
I'll be asking you 3 set of questions, and you're going to answer them as best as you can.
Okay.
First one is, what do you classify as rape?
Rape, me personally, I classify you forcing yourself or forcing somebody to do something they're not willing to do or they're not comfortable to do.
Okay. How long, if convicted, should a person who rapes be in jail for?
Me personally, I may say more than 20 years because that's something big. You're forcing somebody to do something they're not willing to do.
Okay, do you believe in the death penalty for someone who rapes?
I've never believed in death sentence just because why are we supposed to take somebody's life when we're not even God or somebody over them? It's like, why we being humans, we're gonna take their life. Like, yeah, they made a mistake, they should go to jail, take their time, and learn what they did, but I don't feel we need to give them death sentence. It's just me personally, I believe that we should not be taking lives away when we're not somebody over them, if you understand.
Okay. And last and final question. who can get raped?
Nobody should even get raped. Like, no, like you're forcing yourself. Like I said, like nobody should ever go through that.
Because statistic-wise, women are the ones who usually get raped, but people don't really talk about male rape. So that's where the question, who can get raped, is proposed.
Yeah, that's true. Like females are always the one to statistics just because males are looked like the stronger ones in the relationship. They're stronger against a female, but the reality is like there's some females that are stronger and they're dominant next to a male. So personally, nobody should, but it's true. Like males are being seen like the stronger character, like stronger human next to a female, and that's not true. Like female males, they're all equals. Like there's nothing between them. They're different. Some are stronger than the other ones. The other ones are stronger, but they shouldn't be seen that way.
Okay, thank you so much for participating.
No problem. Bye, honey.
Do you consider touching rape?
It depends.
Yeah.
Touching rape, like someone put their arm on you,
Like this?
yeah, and the girl was like rape. You
That's
can't touch
fucked
her.
up.
I mean,
but she could say that's rape.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I mean, that's not considered rape.
No, but I don't
It's
think you
not-
should do
that's-
that
if it-
because you're invading their privacy.
You're
I mean,
invading
yeah.
their
I mean,
privacy.
if
She's
it's
telling
someone
you
you
not
don't
to
know,
touch
Yeah,
her.
if
If like you
somebody
just
you don't
touch
know.
some random girl, she's like, "Don't touch me, that's rape." You don't know, she could report it to police. Say he touched me. I didn't want to be touched.
You're right.
She
But-
believes that's rape.
Rape isn't it like touch like the private parts? Like I
No,
understand
it's just
that's
getting
touching
violated.
you, but like isn't that?
Getting violated.
It's getting violent.
No, but
So you think
I don't think those
penetration
actions-
is rape? Is that so? There has to be penetration for it to be rape.
No, I don't think so. You can get. I mean, if you get raped, no matter what, it's gonna leave you like scarred mentally.
Scarred. If
So I
I can
don't
touch
know.
you somewhere you don't want to
Yeah,
touch.
especially if you're young or something.
If it's a little girl or something, a little boy.
Yeah.
I understand.
yeah, that's rape. Yeah,
Next question.
that's different.
That's different. It's rape.
That's rape. I'm talking about like older people, like like say like someone's my age, like a girl my age. I don't know her. I accidentally touch her on the shoulder, and she gonna say like oh that's rape. Like nah, I just bumped into you.
You just gotta apologize.
You just
Yeah,
gotta
obviously I'm
yeah.
apologizing.
No,
Like, oh
you
yeah,
would.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna be a dick and shoulder check
I
somebody.
think that's only the crazy people that, or crazy woman or crazy
A woman
whoever
do that.
that does that.
I was about to say.
You never know.
I don't think no.
I mean,
person
you know-
would do that.
Women are like that, bro.
Shit, I met someone like that. I'm not gonna lie. There was, it was.
If you stare at them, they'll be like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
What you staring at?"
Yeah, staring is weird.
But if you stare at somebody, it's kind of weird too. But I don't consider that rape.
That's one thing
Nah,
Sanford all taught us.
It just.
Learn it.